Hey guys, I am starting the stream. Actually, let me hook this up correctly because I forgot to. Not now. What the heck? Fetching data. There we go. All right. All right, here we go. So now it's all hooked up and ready to go. Put my phone on mute. People won't bother me. All right, so we're doing Snake Mountain. Snake Mountain, I'm actually painting for my friend Carl. He asked me to paint this for him a while ago, so I'm just getting to it. I had another one I was working on actually. Another part of like the He-Man series collection. All right, it's cool. All right, so let me fix this first. All right, so I'm doing some Snake Mountain. This is actually old. I don't know if any of you guys remember He-Man, like back in the day, but it was huge. I remember when I was a kid, I had like all the toys and all that stuff. So these are actually really cool. They're pretty cool. They're collector items right now because they're so ancient, I guess. So I'm gonna paint this whole like Snake Mountain from like beginning to end. And it's not actually too bad actually, it's not too rough. But a lot of the parts faded, so I'm commissioned to do that. And what I like to do when I first start out is, what fell? Okay, something fell. So I like to use a metallic base. Hey, yeah, grayscale, right on, yeah. I think last week it did. I'm not sure, it might be grayscale, I'm not too good with that. So I'm adding a light metallic base. You might not be able to see it on camera, but maybe right there. But when I add other transparent colors on top of it, it'll really pop and have this like metallic sheen across the whole thing. So that's really cool. And the cool thing about airbrushing is like when you paint in these grooves, it brings in all the detail and really brings it alive. So for like Halloween, I love like we're doing all my old costumes because I can really get like these really cool molded pieces and then really make them really like epic and cool. And it's not actually that hard to do at the end. So what I'm gonna do now is actually add white. Hey, what's going on, man? You know, right? Yeah, it's being Michael. I'm just being casual. I guess it's casual night. Slipping, I know. Right on. Thank you. Hey, what's up? Chris Astro. Is that how it is? Yes. So like the main point of this is going to be that, let me set that over here so I can see it. The main focus is going to be these eyes, the grayscale eyes. I kind of backflush this gun in case it clogs. There you go, it's a million times better. So right here I'm making it super bright and we're going to center the whole thing right here. I was looking at a bunch of images before I went online and actually went live. So it's so different in every image too. So I'm just kind of gonna wing this one. Unless any of you guys remember how the skull castle is supposed to be, because I totally don't. but I know it's mainly purple. And then in here is like some like aqua roots. Actually, now that I say that out loud, let me actually set that so I can add a base of white to it, so the aqua comes out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Like, share to help out my channel. I appreciate that too. Right now, if you're just joining me, I'm doing the castle, Snake Mountain actually. My friend Carl gave me this old school thing, and these are actually really cool. So he's painting it for Luca, baby Luca. So I have all these cool pieces when he gets older. Originals. Kind of free-handed some detail in there too. All right, that's there. And this is kind of gonna extend down here. There's like little roots down here. Really cool. These old school toys, I mean, they're so detailed, you know? Like, that's what I love about these like old school toys. Like, they put so much work into them. Just making these molds. And I don't know too much about toys, but I do know that they have an original cast, right? An original mold. And what they do is they mold them, and then after like 1,000 or 10,000 like molds, they would make a new one, so everyone's individually different. So whenever you see people collect these things, like, I never understood it until like I really started watching like all these shows about it, and it's pretty crazy. Kind of like art in a way, you know? Like Andy Warhol, he would have his Andy Warhol would have his collection of prints, and he would print, and after like 10,000 of little differences in the way that they're produced, and then those differences are actually the ones they say they're flaws, but they're actually, you know, differences. Those are the ones that are worth a lot of money. So, I mean, they're just different, and then that's why. So I'm adding a silver tone to it. Back on track. I always get like off these tangents. So back on track. So, and then I'm adding this green color to it for the roots. I was actually gonna do some comments for my cousin. I'm gonna do those in a video of that, but I finished those earlier, and now I'm doing this. There you go. Hey, what's up, Seth? Oh, man. All right, you like red? Yeah, this thing is like all purple, so it's like all purple. So what's the smoke there? Oh, so this thing, I never explained this. This is a dehumidifier. It makes everything moist, whatever you call those things. So it helps like keep my paints, air is free, I know. It helps keep my paints really moist. And that's good because they shoot out the guns better. They get really dry and then they can't shoot well, and I learned that. Just keep it going. All right. I'm nuts, I know, right, Seth? That's all I do is work. I'm probably gonna be up to 4 a.m. That's my thing. It's like 11 to 4 is usually like my work schedule. Took a little break, went to McDonald's, came back. I started the stream later, you know. So yeah, so I'm starting right now. So what I want to do now is add this is a detailed yellow. Actually, this is new. This is a detailed yellow by Wicked Paints. They're really awesome. I love their paints. So this paint actually has a little bit of, what's it called, automotive resin inside of it. So that gives it really hard concrete when it dries. Let me fix these eyes again because I want to make sure that I oversprayed some color. It was like green, I got kind of sloppy there. Bright white, okay, cool. So that's a good white. All right, so now we can add like a yellow right there. So if you just follow me, your compressor will have a lot of water in that thing. Yeah, definitely. And that's why I have some moisture traps on it. And honestly, with my compressor, I'll take it out and I'll just dump all the water. And I don't do that as much as I should. I need to do that. So I'm gonna mix some of this like yellow in the green. That'll brighten it up and kind of make it pop out a little more. And it'll still tint it. It'll tint the from a darker green to like a bright green. And yellow, this is like a transparent yellow, but still kind of opaque. So I'm painting Snake Mountain. This is actually one of the parts to it, one of the components to Snake Mountain. This is an old school toy. I don't think you can even buy these. You definitely, I don't think they can, definitely can't. So I'm painting for a friend, for his son, Luca, my friend Carl, and he's gonna have a cool collection. He has a huge, I gotta shoot a video of that. He has a huge everything He-Man, all old school, super dope. So I'll give him something cool to collect. And I'm gonna use this pearlized silver to it on top actually. And here's another pearl color I wanna mess with. I like using pearls on hard surfaces. Thanks, man. So yeah, I like using pearls. This is an old, this one's been sitting on my shelf for a while, so I'll use it. But I like using pearls on hard surfaces because when you clear them, it looks super dope. And what I'm gonna do right here is actually add this 430, this is an inner coat right here, 430 inner coat. And what that will do is harden the paint that I have in there. It'll act like an inner coat, it'll act like a clear coat, pretty much as a clear coat mixed into the paint. And this is pretty cool. I discovered this actually. Yeah, Jesse, yeah, definitely, yeah. Garage sales. I mean, honestly, I love that. Like flea markets and garage sales, because I see all this stuff and people see junk and I'm just like, man, I can paint some crazy stuff on that and make it dope. And I know I'm pretty sure, you know, I can resell it for like tons of money, but I'm always crazy working. And when I go, I want to like everything. But yeah, that's a great suggestion. So I'm adding silver to this right here. And I think I may have all the paints blocking it right now. Kind of make it misty in here now. I have so much paint. Hey, what's up, cuz? Thanks for joining me. If you're just checking me out, I'm painting one of the Snake Mountain. It's like an old school He-Man toy right now. And if you like my work, like it, please share it, comment, all that good stuff that helps my stream get out there and all that good stuff. Appreciate that. So I'm gonna add some more of that silver on top of here. And then from that silver, and then I'm add like all this purple going in and really deepen that and then bring out all the highlights. So whenever you see me paint, I'll always go from light to dark, and then at the end it'll go bright again, super white, and then that'll like knock in back all the highlights. But you see, like I'm kind of just going back and forth. I mean, I'm not really being so precise, being very liberal with it. Just like dusting it, and when I dust it, like it's all getting into all these little small grooves, and it's really making it like, you know, stand out right there. So that's my goal. I'm not really being so meticulous yet. I want to just do that, and then I want to deepen all the colors. So I want to add a purple on top of here. I have a brown. I think I got a purple in here somewhere. Yeah, I have a red violet, violet. So I'll add some violet in here. So the original colors, I mean, I think these are like Chinese toys, so they had them and they just cast dyed them, you know, when they put like a color on there. And a lot of these toys are actually airbrushed too. They had like this, but they just sweep them over, you know, just quickly. But every now and then you'll get like one of these artists overseas that are really dope and they do some crazy stuff to it. And those are like in the collection. So now I'm getting in between the green right here. I'm slowing down now. And then I really make that green stand out, really pop out. There you go. And so I'm not familiar with this toy, but here's like the stairs right here. Here's like these roots growing through it, the castle, and then, hey bro, did you spray with a Haitian promoter first? No, I don't have any Haitian promoters. Me too. Adhesion promoter. Oh yeah, adhesion promoter. No, I didn't spray with the adhesion promoter. And yeah, that's probably a good suggestion. What I did though is added some of that, what's it called, the inner coat clear to the paint. So that'll harden it on there. And I'm still thinking about clearing it afterwards. I might not. If I do clear it, it's gonna be like a matte clear, you know? I don't want it super glossy. I want to keep it that matte finish, like that original, like matte finish kind of thing. So, filling in all these top grooves. And then I'm just blending the strokes back, blending them all back into the castle. And if you guys are just checking me out, joining me, I'm painting Snake Mountain. So this is one of the parts to the He-Man collection. This is like a crazy collector's item. Like, these things are nuts. And my friend gave to me the paints for his son, Luca. And I told him I'd do this, so good friend of mine. So hook him up and do some dope. Fun, this is my fun time. Yeah, I guess I'm a nerd. This is what I do in my fun time, for real. Like, this is my work, but also this is like what I like to do. So I'm adding the purple again at the base of the mountain, right here. And then there's still some more roots I missed. I actually missed that, so I'm gonna go over it and brighten these up. So if you're just joining me, share, like, you know, drop a comment. That helps get my stream out there. And I'm doing this episode 4 of my channel, just keeping it going. Thanks, cuz, appreciate it. I'm just keeping my stream going, and man, just putting in, showing everybody what I can do and how to. People, anybody you know that likes art, is like into art, drawing, send them to my channel, send them my stream. I'll tell them everything I know about art, and it's not just airbrushing. Like, I talk about art theory, painting, drawing, all of that. So it's, people think that I airbrush, and then like, I talk about art principles mainly, and that can go from anything. You know, tattooing, painting, it's all the same at the end, you know? So if you can do that, you can do pretty much anything. Paint, you know, the color theories and all that stuff I'm talking about. So back here, so what I'm doing is fading in this is actually paint gray. It's not really black, the gray, it's a mixture. And what this does is makes a subtle blend into the lighter colors, and it doesn't kill the metallics or any of the other colors. It doesn't defeat them. It just overlays them. And then deepens in. So you see like these parts, I'm actually gonna stand up and get in here. So, like right there, it'll recede all the darks in there and then bring in the highlights. So the brights right there get brighter, and I don't even add more color. I just darken the background behind it. So when I was first starting out as an artist, I would think, oh, I have to add this bright and then to make it brighter. I'm like, well, it's already bright, so the reference around the image, around whatever you're painting, in any painting, if you darken the background, it's, it's a reference, it's an illusion by your eyes. So that's always a good tip to know. I think about that whenever I'm painting anything. All right, so let me see here. Let me put this back on the screen. Here's some bonding stuff. Yeah, the adhesion promoter. It's really good bonding. Easy airbrush, right on, man. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. So, and just speaking of that, let me add some more here. Shake it up. I always shake up my paints really well because pigments and the paint settle at the bottom, and that's any kind of like liquid with paints or anything added to it. And you want to bring the pigments together, but usually with water-based paints, the pigments always settle at the bottom, and the water rises because water's lighter. So I'm gonna get in there, and then I'm gonna really bring in those colors. I want to slow down and do that in a little bit. And here's the steps. So if you're just checking in with me, I'm painting the Castle He-Man Grayskull. One of those parts, it's actually Snake Mountain. And airbrushing all the parts in there too. That's cool. That's cool. All right, I like this side. I don't think I even need to mess with this side too much more. I'm gonna move it over. Let me actually do this. Let me switch it. Try not to touch it as much. Switch it over. Sure. All right. Okay. So what I did there is just dry the paint real fast, so I can layer on paints better. Just paint t-shirts or whatever. I do every, if you're an artist, you can paint everything. So I like challenging myself too, and just keeping it interesting, man. Just it just gets boring after a while, just doing the same stuff. So I love getting like stuff like this. So I'm getting in the grooves here, putting the paint lightly in there. Mountain theme in this. So if you're painting Snake Mountain, He-Man, and painting Castle Grayskull also. I did that earlier. Bam, there. Super, like, menacing. So if you add dark, something to look really mean or whatever, and I found that out a while ago. That just fell. You always add dark into the eyes, in the deep like pits of the eyes. Yep, everything's falling. That's all falling. Thank you, man, appreciate it. Yeah, I try to keep it really clean and sharp as much as I can. I try to keep it organized, but everything's falling over. Because I get so excited about working on something, I really kind of speed with like setting everything up, but whatever. All right, so. All right, so that's that. And so I wanted to add some more green real fast. Actually add this turquoise color. So this is like a turquoise. I want to get those parts I missed down here. It's kind of like a tree roof. And you know, I'm trying to keep it as precise as I want, as I can, but at the same time, it's honestly, I'm getting kind of like liberal with it. Yeah, man, it's like, I'll be sloppy a little bit, but that's cool because it falls in all these grooves and it blends in the colors really well. It actually looks like, kind of like trippy, you know? And that's the cool thing about it. Psychedelic look. So never think that there's one way to do something. Never. And like I always try different experiments and stuff with paint all the time, and I'm always learning. Right now, I'm adding a violet to his eyes and to his like heart. See what that does is turn into like a brownish, but it keeps that color in there really well. There's these little like super detailed. These little things, man. These little toys are. These guys that made these toys are really artists too. They made molds really precise. I think nowadays companies just want to make money, so they kick stuff out. Back then, they really wanted to like make all this cool work, cool toys, and they're really into it. And then they keep making all that stuff. So what I'm doing is adding that metallic color on top of here, and if you can see the top. It's getting really, see how deep that is? And you can still see the metallic on here. I'm using a violet. And then I'm mixing 430. It's actually a new mixing additive from Create. And I'm just kind of like stirring it up. And it's an inner color, so you can mix it in your paint and it'll help it flow better. And it'll seal it at the same time. So someone earlier in the stream made a good comment saying adding adhesion promoter, and that's always good too. But I'm doing this on the fly, so I want to seal it and paint it. And so that's another solution to that. So there. So then it's really popping now. All right, so that's all really cool. Now I'm adding the last part, which is the highlight. You'll see right now. So this isn't in any of the pictures or anything, but I just want to do this because this is how I add my touch to it. So what I'm going to do now is when I get detailed, I'll add a little bit of this Iwata lube. It's really good, and there's somebody that said you don't need this and it doesn't matter. Everything matters. If you really want to be a great artist, you got to have every little thing to your advantage. So what this does is just give it a little bit of like smooth action to the paint. So some wicked. So I'm adding the highlights. The last part right there, and really knocking out these really bright colors right there. And I'll dust this over some of the parts I think that need highlights. So guys, if you are just joining me, like, share, whatever, drop a comment, helps get my stream out there, everything, appreciate it. I'm actually joining me in painting a He-Man toy. It's Snake Mountain from the series, old school collector items. Showing people what I can do, doing different stuff, everything like that. Keeping it interesting, keeping it fun. Throwing some highlights in there. Some white. There you go. All right, I think that's pretty cool. How's it look on camera? Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I think it's good. Maybe add some like little brown. Actually, let me do that, and then I think that'll be cool. I just feel like it's missing something. Adding the black in there, these little crevices up back, and so under in here, right, shadow. This is a ledge, right? So a ledge is gonna make a shadow, and all these parts in here are gonna make kind of a little shadow. In the here, that little circle, it's gonna be another shadow. So whenever I do something, I just kind of think about how it works. How does it work? Like, how does it look? If you were standing outside and this was a thing, where would all the shadows be? You know? They would be on all these little dark crevices. Remember I was working with an artist and he asked me like a question, how do I know where to put all the darks and all the lights and all that stuff? And I was just like, well, whatever you think feels good. Like, you know what looks dark and what should be light. A lot of people just overthink it. But yeah, I mean, there is like a process to everything. So I'm just dusting it over. And I always keep it really light. And then I color on. So see, even in here, so now we can mess with all these parts in here and really make that nice and deep and dark. That's pretty cool. So, and the last color I want to add before I end tonight is, I'm looking for it. Where is it at? It's kind of like a brownish color. And I'll use this one, I guess. I thought I had another color. Probably find it after I finish my stream. I know I will. All right, so that's fine. I'll use this one. Actually, here it goes. Found it. Sepia. There we go. All right, so this is the last color. I want to add all the roots in here. Right in there. Here we go. I do these streams, sometimes I feel like the modern day Bob Ross, bringing it back, man. Homage to that dude, he was a really dope painter. Really great, really good guy. So if you guys are just joining me, I'm painting an old school Snake Mountain. Snake Mountain from the He-Man series. I don't know if any of you guys ever, I had like the He-Man action figure, and I had the He-Man with like one broken leg. And we just played with it, me and my brother, because I always broke it. They had the and all that stuff, but I never had the whole set. I mean, those people, I'm like, man, the whole set. That was jealous of that. So I always thought, but it was super cool. I loved He-Man. There. So like I'll back. Also, whenever I'm doing this, I'm just staring at what I'm working at from a distance, just to get a good, take it all in and see where I need to add and where I need to like not add stuff. So maybe add a little bit. What color is that? Add it. I want to add some more bright yellow, just to brighten up the eyes and make them really like intense. And when I say intense, it's actually an art term, an intensity to it. Let me clean out this gun real fast. So this yellow is a transparent yellow. So whenever I lay it on, it's only going to be brighter if there's a lighter color on it, underneath it. Add some of this gold in. There you go. I still want it brighter. Super picky. So I added white there for the highlight. And then on top of it, I'm gonna add that bright yellow and you'll see it really stand out. All right. There you go. Super cool. That's it. And I'll cast the yellow like from his eyes, and it'll be like a little light cast from it. There you go. And I like this actually. All right, and then I'm gonna add green. Sure, that's gonna be it. All right, done. I always say I'm done. All right, so where is the green? And watch some Netflix and chill. So I overlay that green on top of it as one of like the final touches. Okay, cool. So that's pretty much it, man. I'm done. I'm gonna stop messing with it before I never stop. So thank you for watching my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for checking my stream out. Right now we finished not Castle Grayskull. It is Snake Mountain from He-Man. Super cool, start to finish. The whole thing was just like this green, ugly color. And then, you know, painted it, brought it to life, and revived it. So man, everything can be finished. Everything can be painted, you know, that's old if you think it's old, and brought back. So adding some paint can make a huge difference. And it's fun, just a cool, fun project. Try it out. An old toy, mess with it, play with it, do something cool with it. All right, guys, I appreciate you following me. Like, subscribe, check out my channel. I'll make new episodes all the time, and it's always gonna be something new, something different. All right, guys, later. End the stream. Watch some Netflix. Chill out. Do-do-do.